Welcome to Top Gun Sports. I'm your man, Maverick, at Sam Ramball on Twitter, also known as Sam, but rather the alias Maverick, with my guy,
Steven Boulanger, at Esplanage30 on Twitter, aka Viper.
That's how we do it over here. Top Gun Sports, Top Gun Gang, talking sports, talking NBA today.
Perfect.
Today with talking about the Jimmy Butler trade for Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn, and swapping first-round picks, which ended up being Justin Patton for Minnesota and Lauri Markkanen for Chicago. Yeah, Justin Patton was the trade that Minnesota gets out of that. That's what they get, Justin Patton, basically. So, I mean, I don't know much about him. I actually know nothing about him.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But, for... whatever, they got something out of it. Shouldn't have got anything.
They got a big
Just got a player. They need a center.
Probably
I'm assuming he's probably an athletic, rim protector.
Probably.
Not anyone that can shoot the three they talk about so much that we would know about it. So he's probably fine.
I just don't even like the Markkanen pick. There's guards available there, but they don't need a guard. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about. We'll get back to Minnesota's roster and Chicago's later when we rank the. We'll rank the Western Conference there and the Eastern Conference. We'll go through the whole thing. Okay, so we'll talk about Sacramento trade with the trade that picks with Portland. Right off the bat, I think we both agree Sacramento had the best draft. They did the best in the draft.
Shocking.
Obviously, to be we don't know how it's going to break down when in 3 or 4 years, but as of right now, just looking at on paper, De'Aaron Fox, Harry Giles, Justin Jackson. Justin Jackson is such a low floor guy. His ceiling may not be super high, but he's just gonna. I think you'll know what you're gonna get from him. He's pretty consistent.
Harry Giles is kind of a risky pick, but it's the 20th pick in the draft, so it's
you're
not
exactly. 20th pick is just you can just take flyers on guys. Once you get out of the top 15, especially this year.
Yeah, once you're out of the lottery.
Most of the time, out of the top 7, you're not even getting anything. But this year, you get out of the top 15, you're not really you're taking some flyers. So. Harry Giles, he was the highest ranked player in high school. Why not take a flyer, see what can happen?
Oh, for sure.
He could end up,
if his knees hold up somehow.
Exactly. But, you don't have to put a lot of pressure on him. It's not like he's going to be playing crazy minutes. And not to mention, he's about to get tutored by friggin' Zebo, man.
Yeah.
They just got a bunch of... I like the...
They still have Scalabizier or whatever, too, from last year.
Yeah. Scal, man.
Yeah, that guy's pretty good.
He'll be fine, man.
A few games last year.
He's just a small guy, but man, I like the guys that they picked up as veterans. They got VC as a veteran, Zebo as a veteran, and George Hill's a veteran. So you got a guy.
I don't like the George Hill deal.
You don't like the George Hill deal?
No, I mean I like the deal itself. 19 mil, he deserves to pay.
19 mil a year? Is that what it is?
19 years for 3 years, 57. Yeah.
Wow, that is a lot, but.
I mean,
you think he's gonna hold? You think he's gonna hold back De'Aaron Fox kind of thing? They're not gonna be playing as much.
Why draft?
Yeah.
Why draft De'Aaron Fox?
It's a fair question. But maybe they just how in football you draft a quarterback or something, but you have a veteran in front of him, and you just kind of let him learn the game and stuff.
De'Aaron Fox might be the steal of the draft at 5.
Yeah, they need to get a lot of minutes. Yeah, it's different basketball. You're right.
There's no reason.
That one I don't understand as much, but you know what? Maybe they picked him up at a good price like that, and maybe their plan is to just trade him at the deadline or something and get more picks. All they're trying to do is just
lots
get
of teams
assets.
could use a George Hill, man. It's a good point guard defender.
Good point guard defender. He can shoot the 3. He can run your offense.
Yeah.
He's not out there taking crazy bad shots.
But then again, 19 mil, you're not taking a guy with 19 million off the bench. So
no.
Realistically, what team's gonna take him, right? It has to be a team without a point guard in the playoffs.
Yeah, but he is kind of a combo guard too, though. He could probably play shooting guard. Do you think? He's just a ball handler.
He can't guard.
There isn't even really
he's not
as much as we keep saying point guard, shooting guard. Does that even exist? It's basically just a wing player. I mean, other than a 3, the 3 is the one guy that has to be 6'8".
It depends on who you're playing, right?
George Hill's 6'5", 6'6". He can guard. He's lanky. He can shoot the 3. He can. I mean, he plays good team ball. He's not a guy that's gonna go hero mode. He doesn't really do that. Especially when you play in Utah. Utah forces you to
Utah is a perfect fit for him, but once Gordon gets...
Yeah, I can't blame him. Honestly, I don't... we'll talk about this later too. I'm interested to see what can Utah do. Like they got Gobert and they got Favors, and like Favors is probably 27, 28 by now. Like what's
Favors? I don't even like that much. He never really turned out.
He's not that good. He's just like
he was just a potential player his whole career.
He's just a middling player.
Yeah, I mean he's not bad or anything.
Anyway, so we're somehow talking about Utah now for some reason. Anyways, okay, the CP3 trade for Decker, Lewell, and Beverly, and then a boatload of like salary dumps and like picks and stuff, but like all stuff that like isn't really meaningful. Those are the three guys you actually want to talk about. And honestly, I like both sides of the trade. Like you get CP3 on a 1 year, like just to see how he is. I mean, it hurts because if they're not that good and they don't go that far and he doesn't want to resign, I don't even know if you really want to resign him at 30.
Harden and Paul are going to work out together?
I think they will later on in the. I think the best spot is later on in the playoffs because I've heard multiple people say it. Like later on in the playoffs, you could tell Harden was kind of getting like gas because he's the only he's the primary ball handler. Like Lou Will is like.
I just don't like how like they have Harden's best career season and then they're like
at point guard. Yeah, the thing is though, if they're smart, they'll stagger the minutes, and I would think like D'Antoni Smart's realize like we'll stagger a bunch of the minutes.
Yeah.
Like Golden State does with Curry and Durant. Like not like they're on together enough, but they stagger them too.
One of them will be on at all times.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And it just gives them another ball handler. I'm interested to see what happens in crunch time because Harden has always been the guy that takes the shot, and CP3 in LA is always taking the shots. I'm interested to see like because if they trade all those guys, like it's a great haul for the Clippers. Because CP3 basically did them a favor. Like, if he just doesn't even tell them that he's leaving and then he just goes into free agency and they don't know that, then
or
they
just
sign
tells
him.
them that he's going to a certain spot, like Paul George.
Well, yeah, he like
Paul George screwed the Pacers too, so
yeah. And CP3 said like, yeah, I want to like get traded or something or whatever. He told them that he's gonna go to Houston or whatever it may be already. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to Houston. So now they know, okay, we can trade him before like he goes into free agency, and they got tons for him. Like, even if none of them work, out, or even if one of them works out, kind of, it's worth it. Because you at least got something out of it. You would have got nothing before.
Yeah, and I like how Chris Paul can defend the point guards. Like, Harden's the worst defender in the league almost, like, if not
and it's all effort, too. Yeah, CP3, really good defender. Just a great all-around player.
And I love Chris Paul.
Yeah, well, yeah, you love Chris Paul. A lot. Like, don't blame you. He's really good. Bit overrated at this point. But if he's good there and he wants to come back, do they re-sign him to a max 5-year? Like, he's already, 32, 33? Like, that's going deep into his like.
You gotta. Well, hopefully he does something like Kevin Durant with like a 2-year deal with a player option.
Yeah.
And then, like if it works out, he just opts out and gets paid or something. Like,
well, if these guys actually want to win titles, they have to.
They have to.
You can't just take maxes.
Durant's making what? 2 years, 55.
His thing's coming out to like 26 mil a year. It's embarrassing.
That's crazy.
It's crazy low.
Curry making 40.
Yeah, it's just, and you know what? You really can't fault the guy. He just wants to win titles. So.
Well, he's probably like I think even if he wins this year, he opts out. Like I think he's automatically opting out of this contract.
He's gonna opt out every year and then just get more.
Yeah.
You would think, or take less. Whatever it is, it just gives them the options. It leaves them tons of options always, depending on how the salary cap goes up or down.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like LeBron started this whole thing whenever he went to Cleveland and signed like a 2-year, one and one with the player option.
Yeah.
Same thing. He's started the whole thing. Anyway, so I mean, I like Decker. I think he's got potential. He just didn't play that much, but he has potential.
Player,
I'm also a Wisconsin guy, so I'm fully biased towards him.
Okay.
Well, Lou Will has already fetched a first-round pick for the Lakers.
Yeah. I like Lou Will.
And Lou Will, whatever. He likes LA, whatever. He'll probably be trade bait at the deadline or something.
I mean, that wasn't that big of a loss for Houston because they have Eric Gordon off the bench anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly. Although now they're
6 men in the league.
That takes they had a really deep team last year. They're a lot thinner now. Like
they're 3 people.
Yeah.
Well, Beverly started, right?
Yeah, man. Beverly, I like Beverly a lot. He's a complete grinder, and if they don't like want to keep him around.
You think Clippers make the playoffs?
No, not even close.
No?
I don't think so. I just don't. Oh, man, you know what? Maybe the more I think about it, like
such a toss-up.
The West, like we were talking about the other day, like yesterday actually.
5 to 10 is just crazy.
5 to 10 is it might even be 6 to 10. I think we determined that the top 5 is like pretty set.
Yeah, but then we're saying Minnesota, but like people were saying Minnesota will make the playoffs this year.
You gotta assume Minnesota's gonna make the playoffs, man. You get Jimmy Butler, like that's gotta be enough. That's gotta be enough.
Yeah.
If it's not enough, then they're done. They're screwed. What are they going to do?
They
Man?
have
If that's
to.
not enough.
There's no way. They have so much talent. They have to.
Exactly. And like this is to me this will be a nice prove it for Tibbs. Like if you're an actually good coach, you got to make this work. It's got to work.
He's
if you can't make it work, then
life. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, we're getting off topic here a bit, so we'll go back. So Beverly probably be trade bait to me at the deadline.
I don't think so, man. I think he's gonna be the starting point guard for them now.
He'll be the starting point guard. Oh, they didn't draft one. They don't really have a young point guard that's coming up, right? Yeah, so he'll be like a stopgap for there. They could make
it.
I mean,
Austin Rivers, man.
Yeah, I don't know about Austin Rivers, man. Way too overhyped. Loved watching his high school mixtapes, and then came to the NBA and was just.
Yeah, I won't lie. I was fully in for Austin Rivers, and he was
I thought
I wanted the Raptors to take him when they picked Terrence Ross. I was pissed.
Yeah, and somehow the Raptors actually ended up making the right pick there, because I thought when they got Anthony Davis first overall in that draft, like the Pelicans, and then they got Davis at 9, and I'm like, oh my god, they just set their franchise up for the next 10 years, and he sucks.
Yeah, sucked.
Or he just
and he was in a good spot too.
And now he's playing with his dad, and he's still not that good. So is he? I don't know. I think we might be past the point where he's gonna be a really good player. I think he's just gonna be like a backup point guard.
No, I mean Austin Rivers is what now? 20, 23, 24, 25? Somewhere in there, I think.
Might even be 26, man. Might be older.
He's getting up there in age now. He's not clearly not gonna be a star in the league.
No, definitely not. That's over. Yeah, I mean, Beverly. Also, I'm assuming they're gonna draft a point guard in one of these upcoming drafts at some point for the Clippers. They have to, or they're gonna try and get a young one.
There's no point guards left in the free agency, really.
It's kind of odd that maybe they didn't go after George Hill. If they think they can make the playoffs, he would have been good.
Hill would have been great for them.
Yeah, although I mean they have Beverly. Beverly is a legit starting point guard. So
if they get George Hill, how are they not one of the best defensive teams in the league?
Yeah, well,
they got the top 2
DeAndre
defensive center and
DeAndre
one of the best
Griffin.
defensive point guards in the league. I mean, Blake Griffin's not a great defender either, but he's got DeAndre to help him out.
Let's see what the Clippers have here.
I like Lou Will off the bench too. A little pop. Probably scored 14 a game,
Blake
15 a game.
32, 20. Yeah, Blake and DeAndre. I mean, DeAndre's contract now is 22, 24. Then he's not that bad. Gallinari, man. That's I forgot they signed him, man. That's he's getting a lot. 20, 21, 22. That's
don't like that much, but I mean, you got to pay to get players now. It's stupid.
That much, man. That's a lot. Austin Rivers is making 11 and then 12, man.
That's crazy.
Lou Will is actually such a tradable, and Austin Rivers is 26, by the way.
Lou Will is always a trade bait.
He's such a good trade bait, man. He's only $7 million a year. That's amazing. They got Teodosic as a point guard. That's what they got.
Was that 2 years, $6 million, $7 million?
$6 million a year, and then $6 million. Wesley Johnson, nothing. Beverly's on a really good deal too, man. $5 million a year. Good pickups.
Wesley Johnson.
He's just whatever. He's just a bench player.
He had a okay season for the Lakers once.
Yeah, exactly.
Got paid
when the Lakers were terrible. I mean, their roster's decent. They probably, I mean, depending on this Teodosic guy, they could be a contender.
I don't know anything about this guy, but I've heard a lot.
He's 30, man. Beverly's only 28. That's unreal. Definitely got to keep him around for
Beverly's 28.
Yeah, and anyways, he could be a good leader and guy to teach the guy
I mean, if this Teodosic is as good as people say he is, I mean,
everything for the Clippers is dependent on Blake Griffin basically becoming point guard Blake Griffin, point forward. The big talk is him getting basically dribbling up with the ball.
That. I don't like that.
And
no way.
Okay, and if he doesn't do that, then he's at least got a point guard.
They have to be the focal point on the offense, so they have to go through him.
But that's the good thing about Beverly, man. He's a pass first point guard, and he's gonna be looking for Griffin.
He'll just sit in the corners on offense.
And then
doesn't matter.
DeAndre Jordan and those two guys are just always gonna be rim running. So you have a good.
Yeah, especially this Teodosic guy is good like that. As good as a passer, as people say, with two crazy athletic bigs like that. I mean, he's gonna be in a good spot. Good situation for him.
Okay. Yeah, I think that trade is good for both teams.
I mean, for what, you're not going to get much more than that, I don't think.
Not for a guy that is leaving.
Yeah, exactly. And they got a pick out of it, too?
Yeah.
First round?
Might have been a second round. I don't recall exactly. I mean, I like that they let Jamal Crawford go. He just taking up shots for them, so it's
that wasn't a trade, right?
No, I think he just got released.
No, Jamal Crawford.
Traded to Atlanta. There
Diamond
it is right there.
Stone.
Yeah.
Diamond Stone.
That's a good why not?
But then Crawford is just going to get
taking a flyer on Diamond Stone, that doesn't hurt. Why not?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the other trade, PG-13 for Sabonis and Oladipo. Everyone has been ripping on this trade. I actually have no problem with it. I thought that, like, they're all ripping the general manager Pritchard from Indiana for making this trade because everyone thinks he could have got more. I don't know. The longer, like, to me, the longer it goes, less he has less and less power and less like he has no leverage at all.
Every single game that passed throughout this regular season, he would lose more value.
Yeah, and he would have zero leverage, man, because the more time that you have to try and sway Paul George to stay at your team, that's what you want. Like, so the more it goes into it, even if it once the season started, that would have been like a black mark. Like, you had almost no chance.
And for Oklahoma City, it's just like
they got
Oladipo. Has no help for Westbrook all year. It's all the talk, whatever. Now they got another superstar with him.
I think it's a fine trade for Indiana, honestly, because whatever, Oladipo's contract is bad, but Sabonis, at least you get a player that could potentially be a good starter and a nice front court with him and Miles Turner, spread the floor.
I don't mind Sabonis. I like
him. Exactly. Well, I mean, everyone talking about, well, they could have got Boston, man. Boston clearly didn't give them anything good.
Boston won't pull the trigger on anything.
No, man. Boston obviously not making the move, so he's got to get something, and the longer he waits, the less he's going to get. So might as well get
honestly,
something.
Oladipo's not even bad. He averaged 16 a game this year. He's a pretty good player.
And Oladipo is probably going to be like the offensive focal point this year, so his value is going to go probably skyrocket.
He could average 20 this year, no problem.
Okay, and then you can trade him because either you like him, you'll find out what you actually have because it'll be the first time he's not getting like other than Miles Turner. Like, that's the only guy that would really be taking shots away from him. Like, who else do they have?
They need to try to get him a lot of touches this year and need to make his improvement.
Find out if he's the real deal. I like that for sure.
I like. Are you?
And the Pacers drafted TJ Leaf at 19.
Yeah, that's a decent front court. Yeah. So you're actually you're not like fully against the Pacers.
No, I don't think you could get much for PG anyway. I mean, he completely screwed the organization.
He really did. Like, yeah. But the other thing too is, like, at least he's being honest and told them, like, it's almost worse if he would have just went to free agency and, like, the whole time he knew that he wasn't. Because now, like, again, it's the same thing as, like, the CP3 thing. It's just the problems that he said. If he would have just said, I'm for sure leaving.
You just need to say that to the organization, not the media, The media.
Well, exactly. As soon as you take it out of the media and you say you're going, even if he would have come out and said, I'm leaving the Pacers, I'm not going to resign here, that's fine right there.
Yeah.
As soon as he said specifically the Lakers, you eliminate 29 other trade options. Yeah. Or at least make it harder.
And the Lakers aren't going to do anything because they can get him for free in free agency.
Or so they think. But I do think, like, it's a good risk by OKC because you're trading away one guy whose contract you don't like. You want to get it off the books, so you have tons of space to sign Westbrook for a massive one. And it hurts to lose Sabonis, I guess, but he wasn't that great. They have Adams. Like, they got good players.
Doing anything, yeah. He wasn't in a good spot, especially with Westbrook.
And may as well see if you can try and get Westbrook to convince Paul George to stay.
I mean, yeah, you got the MVP, so...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what else? Like, Paul George has never played with a guy anywhere near this good. Roy Hibbert was the best guy I ever played with in Indiana, and he was, like, fake good.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like,
he was good, and then Danny Granger wasn't even good at that point.
Danny Granger, like, as soon as he got back, he couldn't even, like, play basketball. He was done. Steve and I will take a quick break here, and we'll start talking about free agency, the signings, what we thought of them, and jumping in and out of how good we think the team is with this person and without, and just a discussion on free agency. For free agency, let's talk a little bit about free agency here. Some deals. What do we like? What do we don't like?
First one I want to talk about is Jeff Teague to the Timberwolves.
Okay, what's his term and what's his money?
It's a 3-year deal, $57 million.
Okay.
So 19 per.
19 per. Okay. Yeah. I mean, if we're looking at their whole roster, it makes sense. Obviously, I think they would have rather Kyle Lowry, but I don't think that was possible, and it would have been too expensive. 19 mil is actually pretty good for a starting point guard who's been a former All-Star.
Oh, he's proven.
And he's an above-average defender, if I recall. He's a decent defender.
I think he's pretty small, but
he's not that small. But the thing I like about him is you can get him to be a pass-first point guard.
Oh, he's not taking shots away.
He doesn't really take that many bad shots. He's not a great three-point shooter.
He pushes the pace.
But exactly, he pushes the pace, and I find he's always probing the lane.
Like nothing drives me more nuts watching a game than guys just going east west, dribbling sideways,
Yeah.
left right. It's like just get like I love the guys that are just probing the lane. Maybe they're not taking layups every time, but they're at least like making guys collapse. Like you're making guys collapse, you're creating movement. So I like that. I think that'll help Jimmy Butler. The one thing with the only problem now is that they don't really have great 3-point shooting. Like Big Cat might be their best 3-point shooter, man.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's not a great 3-point shooter.
No,
He's
he's more like
Wiggins,
he's
same thing.
yeah. Like they're both. I mean,
That's all their guard play. All of them
yeah.
okay
They-
3-point shooters.
And they traded away. I thought Levine was probably gonna be their best because he was really starting to get good. He shot like 40% or something last year before he got injured. So he was starting to get good. But I have no problem with the Teague thing. 19 mil is pretty good. And it's 3 years, so it's not too long. The best part about the NBA deals, like the term, is maxed out at 5. I love that. If you get to like the NHL style with the 7 and 8 and 9 years, you're just like locked in this box, man. You're stuck
If you
for so
make a
long.
bad deal, you're screwed.
Exactly. You can't ever get out of a bad deal, and I get that it penalizes the team, but I mean, like that can happen so easily. Like you never know the guy; he can start getting injuries. It's just such a random chance. So, I actually like that Jeff Teague deal. I think it'll be. I'm just very interested to see like.
I
obviously,
don't don't even know what they're gonna do for their front court.
Well,
Who's gonna
like
start
their
them? Is
their starting
Gibson
lineup would be what? Is Jang?
Yeah, is Jang starting or Taj Gibson? Are they gonna play
I think
Cat at power forward or center?
Jang is like their center, but I think they want Cat to be their center and then Taj to be their 4.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Which
they're
is
paying
good. I like
Gibson
that.
14 mil a season.
Yeah,
I
they'll
hope
probably
so.
do that. I like that. I'm good with that. And then it would be Wiggins at the 3, I guess, and then
Could be
Jimmy
even
Butler at the
Jimmy.
2. Jimmy,
They could go. They could go either way.
Tibbs will probably have Jimmy at the 2. It's his guy, and then you have Teague at the 1.
Yeah.
That's a good starting lineup. Like that's very good. You have
Then you have Gibson or Jang off the bench.
So
bench
let's just
isn't
say
that
Jang.
deep.
You have Jang off the bench. You have Shabazz Muhammad is not terrible off the bench. He was starting last year, was he not?
He had a couple good games.
Like those, like their top 4 guys are plus players. Like they're plus players.
Yeah, they're gonna be really, really loaded on their starting lineup though.
Yeah, but I
Not
think
a
that's. Just to go off
But you
point a
know
little bit,
Thibodeau's gonna run them to the freaking ground.
yeah,
man. Like,
that's the thing with him, man. Drives you nuts. Like although I don't know if he's ever had really a good bench that he can rely on. Like he had Nate Robb the one year in like Chicago, and was just living and dying
they
with
had
that.
Taj Gibson off the bench. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't obviously like Minnesota's bench isn't that good. Obviously, I mean, actually maybe it is good. I don't know. I haven't looked too deep into it. Let's take a quick gander here. Okay. Justin Patton, the guy they drafted. They still have Tyus Jones.
Yeah, I don't know about this Patton guy.
I'm the jury's still out on Tyus Jones for me. They still have Adrian Payne. Yeah, that's not very good. Yeah, they're very top heavy. They got Cole Aldrich for $7 million and then $7 million the next 2 years. Man,
I heard Aldrich might be getting traded too. I don't know where though.
Cole Aldrich, like the big white guy from Kansas or whatever.
Yeah, they're trying to trade him.
Yeah, Justin Patton. I don't know. That's whatever. He could be. I mean, he's a first-round pick, so who knows? Center. I mean, like all the teams, the new way of the NBA is. I mean, I think all the teams are like this now for the most part. Is you're just all your money's on your top 5, like within your top 5.
You have to. You
You
have
have
to pay
to.
the
So every
big
team's
money.
top heavy. Like you really can't. It's gonna be tough to have a good bench.
You have to have a steal of a freaking.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta get. You really have to draft.
Boston has freaking Crowder for $7 million.
The way the money's being thrown around, man, you have to be unreal at drafting. Like you have to draft like this Patton
Look
guy.
at the Warriors.
Like
man.
if this Patton guy ends up being good, he'll be an unreal bench guy, and then now they have a solid bench, 3 guys.
Yeah.
Like you really want to be 8, 9 deep. That's as far as you're gonna really go.
In the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, in the regular season, but even in the regular season, like, do you really want to go further down than 9? Like it's hard to find 10 guys you can really rely on other than the Warriors, but they're like a aberration of sports. So what's next deal? Jeff Teague after that.
Do you want to just talk about the Warriors signing pretty much their whole team back?
That is completely bonkers, man. They just like
Doesn't even
you
make
can't
any sense.
you can't blame any of them because all they want to do is just win titles, and that's exactly what they should be. They're probably going to end up doing. And I guess you know what, Iguodala obviously doesn't care about taking an absurd amount of money. He just wants to win. So
Yeah,
you can never blame a competitor for wanting to win. Like that's
they-
the whole point of playing the sport.
They just got Pachulia back for a 1-year deal.
They did
3.5
get Pachulia
million.
back?
They just got him. And,
3.5.
And they just.
Oh, that's such a good deal.
Oh yeah, he was
Starting
on a
center,
good
man.
deal. Yeah.
Did they bring back McGee or is he still
They
there?
said
no matter
they're
what?
optimistic about bringing him back too. So
McGee.
if they get McGee back, I mean, like how do they lose?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I heard that they were trying to go out of their way and find like a center that fits their system even better, like a better passing center and whatever it is. I know they brought back David West. That Caspi signing.
Veteranman.
Oh, man, that Caspi signing is so
Nick Young,
so sneaky
Nick Young
good.
signed today for $5 million.
For 1 year?
1 year deal.
All these, man, they're just going to be... That's all they're going to do. They're going to get these 1 year contracts with guys, every year, and they're just going to win a title or go to the finals, and those guys are going to basically be ring hunters, and then after that, it's just like Miami whenever LeBron...
Those guys will leave next year, get paid a bit, and then they'll just bring
get,
in another
and if they win
for the 1 year deal
exactly,
after that.
Exactly. And honestly, that's what happens with the teams that are the best. I mean, and they still have their picks. They still have McCaw, Ian Clark. Man,
I like Patrick McCaw, and I love Ian Clark.
Where's Ian Clark? He's a free agent? Should be on here,
Is he actually a free agent?
I don't know. It doesn't show him here. Jason Thompson, dead money. That's funny. Kevin Looney too. They got him.
Yeah. Kevin Looney.
Yeah, I don't search. Let's see.
What do you think about this deal? Drew Holiday, $126 million, 5 years.
What does that average out to?
25. 25.2.
That is a lot. But and what everyone basically, I'm going to fall in line here like everyone else. They pretty much have to. If they're going to commit to this team, they need a point guard, and they're not going to get anyone better on the free agent market than Drew Holiday, unless they got Kyle Lowry. But Drew Holiday's still 27.
Kyle Lowry was never going there.
No, Drew Holiday's 27. Davis is 24. Cousins is 26. They're all around the same age. My question is, are they going to Anthony Davis is signed
another team that's hunting for the 8th seed? Don't know if they'll make it though.
Exactly. I mean, they got some bad deals on here, man. Omar Ashik is a horrendous deal now. Solomon Hill, that's a pretty bad deal, $12 million.
How much is Etuan Moore making?
Etuan Moore, 8. 3 years left. 8
I mean, he's a starter on that team.
Yeah, he is. So I mean, whatever. You're paying $8 million for a starter, but Omar Ashik at $10 million, he never plays. He's a dead his type of player is dead in the NBA. Just a tall, is he even really a rim protector? He's so slow and lug.
He had a few good years and got paid for it.
He can't.
For Houston.
I don't even know about the Solomon Hill guy. Does he play major minutes? I mean, he's getting 12.
Solomon Hill played a lot of minutes this year.
12 mil, 13. That's the next 3 years.
It was him and Etuan Moore were starting.
They're gonna start again. I like the one that I like a lot.
That's so bad though.
Yeah, it's bad.
How can you have them starting on
the
a
one?
Playoff team, maybe?
They have to because they have so much money in the top two. I'm interested to see. I mean, they
definitely have enough room to pick up someone else. They have 3 players.
Yeah, Holiday.
Oh, and Oshik's contract's 10?
10. DeMarcus Cousins 18. So Drew Holiday 24.
Cousins only making $18 million
this year, but then he's getting a free agency next year. They have to keep space for him.
Yeah, they need to keep space.
If it works, this is such a make or break year for them. It's insane. I mean, no matter what they
honestly,
have,
they should have went up to Vince Carter. They could have started Vince Carter this year on this team. You can't tell
me
Vince Carter's not better than
What did he
Etuan
get?
Moore.
$8 million though.
$8 million. 1 year deal.
Did they re-sign Etuan Moore?
I don't know.
Or was he already on that deal?
I think he was still under contract. I think he just signed last year.
I mean, Alex, you know what deal is sneaky good? I like this Pondexter for $3.8 million this year is a good deal. He was already there, but I mean that's a good contract because he can drain it. The three, he had a really good.
He played well. I liked him out of Washington, but
they got some interesting prospects. Dante Cunningham, yeah, he's a free agent right here. Or not.
They definitely needed to pick someone. They need to pick someone up. They need to do a trade with Oshik for sure. Get rid of that contract and get someone for return.
But where can you sell? There's nowhere to salary dump in the NBA, is there? There's not really anywhere to just dump salaries and then trade. You have to trade a second round pick or a late first rounder somehow to get someone to take this contract. Why would you want it? 3 years left, man.
Literally
useless, man.
Just sitting there.
Useless for 3 more years, man. What contract? Oh, that's such a bad contract. It's just one of those guys that got signed before. Everyone went to full 3-point shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Man, their total, their active contracts are at $113 million, man. They're minus 14 cap space, so
Holy
that's
shit.
good. I know the luxury is at 119, so I guess they're good under that. They're under the luxury. I mean, if they want to go over it, then. But it's tough. It's tough.
They need to try to get them to win games. And they have 2 of the best bigs in the league.
Yeah, they got the Twin Towers, and they're both guys that can stretch the floor. They're both guys that can protect the rim. I'm just
I don't even think it's gonna work, to be honest.
No, me neither. I'm very skeptical on Cousins. I think he's a complete. I mean, this is the year that we'll find out if he can play with other players. Is he a locker room cancer, or is he an actual NBA player?
There's no way he doesn't get paid though.
Oh, he'll get paid no matter what.
Some team's gonna take another shot.
Celtics will do something idiotic for him.
Celtics,
I hope.
yeah. I mean, I hope so. Yeah.
Just so everyone knows, we're completely biased towards the Raptors. Like, Buddy's sitting here beside me with a full Lou Williams Raptors t-shirt on. Awful shirt. Like, horrendous shirt, man. Can't believe you paid $30 for that shirt. It's awful.
6 man of the year.
Yeah. Rather burn it on the
Okay,
ground.
I want to talk about this. JJ Redick, 1 year, $23 million.
Love it. Great deal. Fantastic.
You love it.
I love that deal. It's 1 year. They have tons of space.
Yeah.
And it gives them, like, it literally makes their starting lineup, like, legit full. Like, their starting lineup is a whole. They have no. I mean, there's holes. Like, they're all young guys, but like your shooting guard is pretty much set. Like, there's no one taking the starting job from him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely not. I mean, he's playing with some great.
Not to mention, he is a perfect tutor for Stauskas. If Stauskas ever wants to reach his max potential,
Stauskas is never going to be better than JJ Redick, right?
No,
like,
but he's a pure shooter.
Exact same player.
Yeah, but he hasn't reached that potential yet. He hasn't learned how to be that good. You know, he can teach him the way to be a complete.
JJ Redick took a while to become a good player too, though.
But he became a Rainer, and like, not to mention he'll be getting like. They're starting the lineup right now. It looks like what? Like, are we assuming that for sure Fultz is going to be starting, or are they going to put McConnell out there day one?
No, Markelle Fultz has to start.
Fultz, Redick.
Like, you just watch him play, you know he has
Fultz, Redick. Are they going to start Covington at 3? Oh, sorry, Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, yeah.
Yeah, and then are they going to start? I've heard they're going to either play.
I think Sarge and Embiid. If Embiid.
I heard they said they're going to start Covington and then take Sarge off the bench.
Oh, I don't like that. No way.
Covington's
great off the bench.
Lots
of teams could use Robert Covington, but it's like, I mean, he's in Philly, right? He probably wants the minutes, but I don't know.
It'd be interesting to hear, like, just be interesting to see them play with the full max starting lineup, all the best players. Because Sarge is better than Covington, I would say.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, it's true.
Team could make the East playoffs. I mean.
Yeah. I think we can both agree that they should be in the playoffs next year.
If they stay healthy, I think so.
Why not, man? Embiid almost single-handedly brought them there.
Both conferences, they're just so top heavy. It's crazy.
I mean, their injury history doesn't. I'm not as worried about Simmons being an injury concern because he just had the one injury and it just the timing was terrible. But Embiid is very scary because Embiid. I mean, they have 2 first overall picks now behind him, so they should still be okay if he can't play. But he's so good. He's single-handedly like. Last year, they were crazy when he was playing. Yeah, in those 30 games, they were unbelievable. Yeah. It was amazing.
You watch him play, you know he's
if he's healthy, I mean,
he's top 5 big league.
Number 1 center for me.
I don't know.
If he plays,
it's got to be Marcus
if he plays 2 months, and after the 2 months, no one thinks he's been the number 1 center after 2 months, I'll be shocked. If he's healthy, he can do everything as good as anybody. He can pass, he can rebound. Just as good as the best. He can shoot the 3. He can dribble, drive. Like, it's bonkers, man.
He's crazy.
Sorry, like, I love Marcus Gasol. I love the kind of player he is, but Embiid just has everything, man. He is a full 17
He's got the
tooler.
Full package for sure.
Full package, man. He's got it all. And he's hilarious on social media. +1 again. No, another plus,
definitely funny on social media.
Not to mention they actually have like a pretty scary, sneaky like bench. Like Jaleel Okafor's on the bench. Does anyone remember they even have him? I know he's not that good, but to have a guy like that just off the bench.
He's pretty good.
I wish the Raptors could trade for him. That'd be nice, eh? Trade JV for him straight up. Perfect.
No chance they ever take that. Why would they want to stunt their growth?
JV's contract is so bad.
Can't be talking about that.
No, I know. Okay, let's do another free agent here.
Joe Ingles, $52 million 4-year deal.
With Utah?
Yeah.
That's okay. I mean, they did that. The problem is they did that deal before. Like, that was a deal basically to try and get Hayward to stay.
Yeah.
Because Hayward liked him and they were buddies, whatever. So now it's almost a backfire. I mean, he's an older guy. He's like 31 or something, I think. Came from Australia.
Just a shooter.
Oh, he can play. No, he can distribute and stuff. He was good in the playoffs, but they signed him for 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years, 52.
Yeah, that'll probably end up biting them. But
I don't see that turning out that good.
But they signed it, and if he plays well in the first half, they could definitely trade him. He's a guy that would be a good utility player for a playoff contender. That wants to take the risk.
I mean, yeah.
So, and he's pretty tall. I don't know how good of a defender he is. I didn't really watch much of him play. You know, they're on the West Coast. Tough to get all their games. Actually impossible to watch any of their games.
I never really was a huge fan of him, but I know he can drain the 3.
Yeah.
And that's all the league is now.
10 mil, honestly, comparing off of, it's hard to go off of last year, but 10 mil isn't really like that much. I mean, last year, a guy like him last year would have got like 17 or something ridiculous. So,
I mean,
4 years, the term is tough. That's the problem. Okay, so
So the best contract in of the summer, Serge Ibaka, 3 years, $65 million.
as a biased Raptors fan, I have to say yes, because everyone was talking about him getting like 25 a year, and to get him for what is it, 3 years?
3 years, so 21
The
million.
best part about these Raptors contracts, I mean, as much as everyone was like blow it up, I was saying that for a bit too, and then the more I realized it, what blow it up for what? We're so far, like the one that really got me was if we blow it up, we're already 3 years behind the rebuilding process of the Sixers and the Celtics.
Yeah.
And the Celtics are already good now and rebuilding kind of thing.
The
And
thing is, we're in the worst spot in sports where we're like, we can't get good draft picks, but we can't win the finals. It's that horrible spot to be
But
in,
like what I've heard from a lot of people or supposed experts, I guess, and other podcasts I listen to is there's nothing really wrong with winning 50 games every year and making the playoffs and going out in the second round or maybe making the third round and going out and just making tons of money.
It's hard to win a championship, especially with this.
It's dumb hard, man. And we don't have like that it guy. Like I love DeMar, he's a great player, but he doesn't have the it factor. Lowry does. Like Lowry,
both of them can go ice cold. So
yeah, they have really bad playoff history. But the really good part about this is that you have Lowry and Ibaka for 3 years. They're both going to be done their contracts at the same time, and it's only 3 years, not 5. So you see what you have after these 3 years.
Yeah.
And if we still haven't gotten any better, or we're just hovering around the same spot, there probably won't be any better. We can just easily.
I don't know how we get better with our contract situation.
No, we can't. But DeMar will be off the books the year after those two are off the books. So if it doesn't work out, and my early assumption is going to be that we'll probably go out in the second round the next 2 years, maybe go to another East Finals, and then after that, they can just let them walk. Like, great, though. Lowry and DeRozan will probably end up being.
We could just make a deal in their last year of their contract.
That too, but
package them up.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, you can do that too.
There's no way we can package them up with their contracts.
But like DeMar, well, maybe a team making like a desperate run, like another Cleveland, like just want one more guy.
To take both those contracts on.
No one would take the package. I think you'd have to trade one or the other.
Yeah.
And maybe even Serge. We'll see. I mean, Serge is only 27. DeMar's only 27. So.
Well, the thing about the Serge deal is that he's making 21 a year.
20, 21, then 23 in 2019.
Then Millsap gets this contract. He gets 3 years, $90 million. I mean, I love Millsap, but I mean, how much better is he than Ibaka for another $8 million a season?
And Millsap's is 5 years too, is it not?
And Millsap's older.
Yeah. I get what Denver's doing, and they've never been able to get free agents. Like, when was the last time Denver signed a major free agent? They all leave Denver. They don't go there.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
So, back to the Raptors. Like, at the end of 2020, you could easily like Lowry, DeRozan, and Ibaka and JV will all be off the books, and you can just start fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you can keep DeRozan around and just let him be the best player in franchise history, which he probably will be by the end of this contract that he signed last year. And Lowry will be probably the second best player in franchise history by the end of his contract.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just going to be the
top guy.
Well, you gotta have like golden years, something to compare off. So this is basically just like us. What am I saying? The Raptors just. This is the golden years right now because there's no point if we blow it up now, then how are we ever going to be anywhere near as good as the 76ers have? They have all 20-year-olds, and they're all way better than any of the young guys we could get. So we just be like absolute garbage, like not hot, burning trash, garbage fire. And let's look at so I mean, other than the DeMar Carroll and JV deals, JV is 15, 16, and then 17. And DeMari's 14 and 15. Both of those deals are horrendous. But you really can't get out of them. And they're going to both be off the books by the time Lowry and Ibaka.
Well, I think we can get out of the JV, but I don't know about the DeMar Carroll. I mean, people have been watching him play, and it's just like, you already know.
He's just so one-dimensional. That's crazy. And the whole point we brought him over was to try and guard LeBron, and that is not happening.
Yeah, I don't
understand.
Nobody can defend LeBron.
No one can defend LeBron, but at least Peter Tucker would, make him work for it, I guess. DeMar Carroll was like a piece of paper in front of him, man. Run right through him. Air. Right through the air.
We don't have PJ Tucker anymore, so, I mean, realistically, who do we have? We have Norman Powell.
Bruno Caboclo.
Oh, my God. That's the
worst
pick ever.
It's 2 years away from 2 years
What do you think about Zach Randolph, 2 year, $24 million with the Kings?
2 year, $24 million, $12 million a year. Is the second year like a player option or something?
I have no idea. I think it's just a 2 year, 24 straight.
Okay, I'll pull up Sacramento here and see what we got.
I hate it.
$12 million is a lot. They're two top.
Why are they
two
signing
top
veterans?
Their two top
like
paid
that,
guys are George Hill and Zach Randolph. The more I look at this now, this George Hill deal makes not very much sense. I mean, I get it's 19. That's not a crazy.
Why are they signing veterans who still want to play? Like, sign a veteran.
The
who
Zebo for
doesn't
me
wanna
though, the
play
Zebo
anymore.
deal for me is just having a veteran around with all these young guys. The VC and the Zebo deals, especially, maybe not George Hill as much, but VC's 40 and Zebo's 35, and they have been around success. I think VC didn't go to the finals, but they've been deep in the playoffs.
Nets.
And they've been in. No, he didn't go with them. That was.
He went to didn't he? Dallas, right?
Maybe with Dallas. I don't know. I don't remember. But either way, it's relevant because they've gone deep in the playoffs and they know, like, they're just teaching, like, De'Aaron Fox, Cauley Stein, Buddy Hield, Justin Jackson, Harry Giles. They're teaching all these guys how to be, like, NBA pros. I get that, and maybe they overpaid for them, but they don't have to pay any of those young guys for a while, so whatever. Like, I guess you'll have to pay some money anyways. The Bogdanovich deal, I do like that a lot. 8, 9, 9. That's pretty good.
2 years and 20 or whatever.
He's 24 years old, man. He's 24. That's crazy young, and
I like Bogdanovich.
and he can be their starting shooting guard for a while with their future sets up as Bogdanovich, De'Aaron Fox, Justin Jackson, and then I guess if Harry Giles pans out at all.
Talent there. They have a lot of young
Yeah, they
guys.
do have a lot of talent. I actually like Cauley Stein too. That's a sneaky guy to have.
Oh, for sure.
Rim runner. He'll be like a DeAndre kind
Rim
of style
protector.
player. Yeah.
DeAndre.
Rim protector. Yeah.
I don't think he'll be that good there. But
And not to mention they have Scal too, man. So they got the one thing. The more I look at it, this George Hill deal is just
questionable.
It's
for sure.
very questionable because it's it's only 3
I
years.
honestly, 3 years of De'Aaron Fox not playing nearly as much as he should.
Yeah.
Because George Hill's going to play 37 minutes.
But their
a
coach
game
is
now?
Jaeger, and I think Jaeger probably gets it. Like, get this guy on the court and let him play the game. I mean,
but then you have to play De'Aaron Fox and George Hill at the same time. It's like, why?
They just need to play. I just want to see these young guys all play together.
I know.
You got Buddy Hield, he's going to be a complete drainer from 3.
He's going to be a JJ Redick type, I think.
Maybe better, man.
Like
Better defender and stuff like that. I think he's a bit taller.
Maybe a Kyle Korver. We'll give him that.
Relax, man. Are you saying Korver? Yeah.
Korver's a better defender than Redick, I think.
Both awful defenders.
Both awful, yeah.
I think Buddy Hield will be a better defender than both. He's just a pure 3 and D, and then they have.
But
he's perfect. He's perfect for catch and shoot, right? So then you add a guy like De'Aaron Fox, just full left, right, getting by people and just right to the rim or lightning.
Who'd they play last night?
Doesn't matter.
Phoenix.
Doesn't matter. The guy was lightning, man.
Yeah.
Justin Jackson, I don't know. I like this guy a lot.
Yeah, I know you were a big fan. You wanted Toronto to get him.
I did, man.
No
I
chance
like this
he'd
guy.
fall that far.
I didn't watch enough of Harry Giles to know. I mean, he only played 2 games for Duke.
We didn't really have much of a choice at the draft.
I mean,
all the good players were picked.
Think about this, man. You got Zebo teaching Scal, Labissiere, and Harry Giles how to play the game. That's perfect. And then Cauley Stein too.
Play the right way too.
Veteran, man. Crazy veteran. And he's dealt with crazy locker rooms. He was in Portland when it was crazy.
Malice.
No, Portland wasn't Malice.
Oh, no.
They had some of the Malice boys there, though.
They had Artest too, right? Didn't they?
Rashid, the man.
They don't have Artest too?
In Portland?
Yeah.
I don't know. Artest has been in a lot of places, and he's thrown a couple punches.
I know he's.
He can throw the fist. Okay.
Kelly Olynyk, 4-year, $50 million.
Great deal.
For the Heat.
Great deal. He'd have a sneaky
and
roster.
he also got James Johnson back for 4 years, $60 million.
Not a huge fan of James Johnson.
I mean,
great worker,
he deserves
great work
the money,
ethic.
but he doesn't deserve that much money.
He's 30 years old, man.
Years old, man. He's 36 when he's done.
No, 34. He's 30 right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I like the Dion Waiters deal for $13 million a year, man. That is sneaky good.
Oh yeah, they got Dion Waiters too. Yeah.
So their starting lineup kind of looks. Well, I mean, we should probably talk about their starting lineups whenever we kind of go through the rating each division or whatever. But the James Johnson deal is pretty bad because that means that they signed Dion Waiters for less than James Johnson, and who had more value last year than Dion Waiters or James Johnson? I would probably have to say Dion Waiters, right?
Oh, I don't know. James Johnson was playing crazy in the second half of the season, man.
They got Dion Waiters and Olynyk at basically the same cap hit. And they're 25 and 26.
Plus, we know James Johnson. We were Raptors fans, and he was garbage for us.
Garbage.
Guy couldn't play at all.
Look,
we were playing Caboclo.
You want to talk about
come on.
Tough contracts coming up for the Heat, though? They got a couple bad ones. Tyler Johnson this year is going to be 5.8
Well,
in the
that's
cup.
Brooklyn
Then it goes
Nets.
up. Then it
That's
goes up.
Brooklyn
Then
Nets.
it goes up to 18 and then 19. Man.
That was Brooklyn Nets.
18 and 19
Speaking
for
of
Tyler
Brooklyn Nets,
Johnson.
what do you think Otto Porter? Where do you think Wizards have to match that? Right, the 104 million.
I think they already did. Did they not?
I have no idea. Is 4 years 104, right, or is it 5 years?
Whatever it is, the Brooklyn Nets are wreaking havoc on everyone's salary cap
Completely
by sending out
screwed
all
them.
these offers. Man, it's hilarious.
Like,
They're
I don't think John Wall goes back now.
What?
I don't think John Wall goes back to Washington.
He's got 2 more years left. They're gonna have to try and extend him. They just gave Bradley Beal so much, man.
How are they going to get anyone to help him?
Well,
Otto Porter just locked him up completely.
well, no,
That's a
their
25
roster is
20,
basically just
25
going to be
million.
Beal, Wall, and Otto Porter as their base. And
I mean,
guess
yeah, but-
Markieff Morris, but how much is he gonna get? Not that much. I like Kelly Oubre. He'll be good.
I like Oubre, yeah.
Maybe they'll let. I thought they did re-sign Otto Porter. I think that hasn't been.
Well, they
matched
have
yet.
to match. I don't know if they match.
I think
yet,
they
though.
will match. They almost have to.
think
Man.
they have
He's
to,
so
yeah.
good. He was a good 3-point shooter. He's an unreal defender. He fits their system well. They're just getting good. They're just getting better. Like, they're still crazy young, man. John Wall's 26 and Bradley Beal's 24. Like, let these guys get playing together for a long time.
Yeah.
Why not? See how the NBA goes. I mean, at some point, even though these guys are 24 and 26, by the time they hit 30, who knows what this Golden State thing is at that point. They're not going to be able to pay all those guys, man. Are you nuts? If they're going to be
They have to keep getting cuts and pay cuts and pay cuts. And I mean, like,
you think
This
Klay
auto
Thompson? You think
I don't
Klay's
think
going?
Thompson will.
I don't think Draymond will take that big of a pay cut.
Yeah, I don't know.
KD is the guy that's taking the pay cuts out here, and at some point he's not going to be like. At some
Kevin
point,
Durant can just do it because he's just.
just doesn't care, man. His shoe
Guy
deal's,
already has so
shoe deal's
much
probably
money,
more.
doesn't
Yeah, shoe deal's probably more than his contract. Okay, what's another big one here? Free
Well, I know
agency?
you love this one. It's Rudy Gay, $17 million for 2 years. So
Fantastic deal.
I mean, yeah, that's just a steal for eight and a half. $8.5 million
Fantastic.
for Rudy Gay. That's crazy steal.
Crazy steal, and he's playing with Pop. Like, Pop is the GOAT.
Well, what do you
For
think?
right
What's
now.
their? Are they gonna play Kawhi Leonard at the 2?
No, I think they'll play. I think they'll either put Rudy or Kawhi at the 4 if they're on the floor at the same time ever. I would assume they signed Rudy as like a backup for Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
But their 2 is Danny Green right now. I don't know why that would change. I like Danny Green. No
So what?
problem
They're
with
gonna
him.
play small ball with Rudy Gay at the 4?
Yeah, everyone's. If you're not trying to get to small ball, then
I mean,
you're in
yeah.
trouble. So their starting lineup would look at like I don't know, Patty Mills or Tony Parker, I guess. Don't really.
Well,
I mean,
Patty Mills just signed 3 years, 57.
they've got some Deontay Murray though, is a nice.
I don't
Nice
think. Well, I
point
like Murray, but I don't need. I
It's too
think.
soon. He's not
I
gonna
think
start
Mills
now.
might start for them this year.
Okay,
Honestly.
so let's just say Mills is starting. There'll be Mills, Danny Green, Kawhi, and then potentially Rudy Gay, and then Aldridge at center. I don't know how they're gonna get out of this Aldridge deal. I don't think they want him anymore. He's
Send him to
pretty
Toronto.
bad.
We should make a play for him with JV.
Maybe we should have just drafted him.
I don't know. And
Remember
Bargnani was a
that?
pick, good pick.
Bargnani was a
Bargnani
great
was
pick.
pretty.
This Derek White guy too. Apparently they like him. I don't know much about him, but I like Kyle Anderson.
Anything the Spurs like, I like.
Pretty much, man. I mean, there's not much proof of them doing things wrong, and they have a.
Kyle Anderson at 26 was a steal.
They're a pretty young roster too, man. Like, you take Tony Parker off this, and LaMarcus Aldridge, and everyone's under 30, or at 30. Rudy Gay and Danny Green.
They got a
both.
lot of young guys, yeah.
And they have
on
good
the-
contracts, man. Danny Green's 10-10 the next 2 years. Rudy Gay 8-8. Like, those are good deals. Patty Mills is only at 12. Best backup point guard in the league.
He
unless he's
just
starting.
resigned though. 57 for 3.
Yeah, but that 11, 12, 12, and then 13.
Oh, it was 4 years, 57.
Yeah, man, amazing deal. And then Tony Parker 15 next year. They probably won't resign. I don't know if they'd resign him after. I don't even know if he'd want to keep playing after that.
Tony
injury.
Parker vet min. For sure.
And they got Kawhi at 20 for the next 3 years. That's fine. That's great. So they look good. I mean, what is there to say about the Spurs? That's bad, man. They're just the model of consistency. They're the Patriots
Hopefully
of the NBA.
Aldridge can play good this year though. Like,
I don't know how he can play any worse than he did in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. Okay. Any other big deals worth mentioning?
Gordon Hayward's 128 mil forward here. Like, don't really like talking about them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't like Boston because they're in the same division as the Raptors, but
They had
I
to do something.
love
I mean,
Gordon.
if they got nothing, like I don't know how. Like
I love
he
Gordon
still
Hayward
has
as a
job.
player. I don't know how much it pushes the needle forward, especially since they lost Avery Bradley because of it. I mean, I think Cleveland is still a full tier above them. And then it's Boston, and then after that you can like pool the Raptors and the Wizards and all those teams together.
I think Raptors are 3 this year.
Them
I mean,
or-
honestly, like I could see Boston playing like losing more games this year than last year.
I can also
Like
see
how does Isaiah play that good again? There's no way.
But even if he doesn't, Hayward just covers all that up because he can ball handle. He's such a good defender. They didn't lose that much of their depth. They only lost Olynyk and Bradley, but I don't know if he pushes the needle forward that much.
Because they lose a lot of depth.
Losing Avery Bradley and Olynyk's a lot of the depth. But then again, I say Avery Bradley, and then it's like, ooh, they just have Terry Rozier like hiding in the wings waiting. Jaylen Brown is just there waiting to play.
Yeah.
They just have so many guys. They've been accumulating so many picks and just drafting these guys who don't even get a chance to play, really. I would love to see Terry Rozier with an actual like consistent minutes to play basketball.
Yeah,
he'd be fine.
I mean, he was okay when he played.
Not to mention they just got Jason Tatum.
Jaylen Brown looks good.
Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. That's a completely mint future.
Jason Tatum, yeah, I forgot about
Even if you had just those two guys and you took everyone else in the roster and you went, "This is your future," everyone would be like, "Wow, that's fine."
Yeah, you're looking good.
You're looking good. So, like they have.
Who's starting at the 2 for them? Are they going to start Crowder at the shooting guard?
No, I think it's going to be Hayward at the shooting guard. Crowder can't dribble good enough.
So then Crowder at the 3.
Crowder, I would think. Like that's because they let Bradley go, and honestly, if you think about it, if they put
who's
Hayward,
their power forward then? They don't have
Tatum.
They don't have Amir Johnson anymore. They
Tatum,
lost him to
probably
Philly.
Tatum. I would think Tatum would start. He's like 6'10". Why not? They're gonna be playing a lot of small ball too.
They could just play Crowder at the 4, Hayward at the 3, Mark Smart at the 2.
Yeah, but I think the biggest problem for them was that they had their backcourt was so undersized because then you have Isaiah Thomas, the shortest point guard in the league, pretty much, and then you put Avery Bradley, he'd be one of the shortest shooting guards in the league, or Marcus Smart, one of the shooters.
Avery Bradley's gone.
But that's what I mean. Their problem last year was Avery Bradley and Marcus Smart would come in at shooting guard. They're both really short for shooting guards.
Yeah.
Or wing players. So you hate Hayward, who's
but
like 6'7".
Marcus Smart can make up for it because he's a great defender.
Yeah, but he can't do literally anything on offense except randomly make 7 threes in a playoff game, and Cleveland loses somehow out of nowhere. But I think Hayward will play the 2. I don't see why not. He ball handles. He has a great handle. He can shoot. He plays good D. So there's and plus
he's a star.
Yeah, he's a star. I wouldn't say superstar, but he's a star. He's
not a superstar, but he's getting close.
He'll be a 5-time All-Star by the end of this contract. To promise you that.
He'll be an All-Star every year, I think.
Yeah. The only good thing about all these guys leaving the East is that now the Raps can just load up on the All-Stars for DeMar and Kyle, and maybe Serge will even sneak one in. That's how bad it is.
Oh, I don't know if we can get all 3 in. Cleveland is locked up 3.
Oladipo might be a All-Star next year. Maybe Miles Turner. Who knows? We'll talk about that on another episode.
Dwight Howard could maybe come back in there. Like he's probably
Dwight Howard.
No, seriously.
Let's talk about that deal. I've heard about that trade.
I love what Charlotte's doing.
I don't mind. The best part about that is that their coach was with Howard in Orlando. I think it was Clifford, and like he knows how to use Dwight at his best. I like the Malik Monk pick for them too.
That was a steal.
They're going to be a playoff team. It's
for sure.
I think they're a team that's just like fine with being a middling playoff team for a couple of years and just make some money off it and make MJ happy, I guess. Like it's not like he really cares about money.
I mean, this is definitely MJ's best team.
Yeah, absolutely.
I honestly think Dwight Howard could be in the All-Star game. How embarrassing is that?
He could have made it this year, man. He actually put up like a 50 doubles or something.
Yeah, he double anytime he wants to play.
It's not like the forwards in the East
so they got
or anything.
Kemba, Monk, Batum.
And then probably Marvin Williams would be the starting 4, stretch 4.
I think so. And then Dwight.
That's a lot of shooting around Dwight, man.
That's just Orlando days.
That's the best that Dwight's ever been. The problem is I think he's actually gotten worse at like making like layups or whatever you want to call it. Whatever those hooks that he was throwing around the rim, those wacky shots that are
he was
hammering off the backboard.
He was having like 44-point games and stuff.
Does anyone slam it off the backboard harder when they're trying to make a layup than that guy, man? He's like
he break backboard.
He's basically breaking them when he's throwing up layups. Those things are hammering off the backboard. It's a shock that they even go in ever.
Oh, I know.
Any other free agency things worth talking about?
Not really. 3 years, $30 million for Roberson. I mean, he's just a bomb.
That's fine. That's fine. $10 million, like they have to just to keep somebody around, man. They're trying to do.
Shelvin Mack 2 year, $12 million for the Magic.
Shelvin Mack 2. Where? Magic. 2 year, $12 million.
He's just getting some minutes, like. Realistically, Magic
just doesn't make any sense, man. Like
Magic have been making some horrible draft picks.
I know, and the Magic just got the Raptors, like former GM. Let's pull up. I'm just gonna pull up this horrendous roster that the Orlando Magic have put together, and just
they have Elfrid Payton was not near.
I actually don't mind Elfrid Payton. He hasn't
done anything. Where he was just so hyped up though.
Yeah. I mean, this Bismack Biyombo deal is one of the worst deals in NBA history.
Oh yeah,
almost.
I know.
Evan Fournier at
They
7.
literally watched 2 games of the Raptors and they thought, yeah, this guy's worth this much money.
Hard to tell me this Evan Fournier deal is anything but terrible. 4 years and at 17 a year.
He was playing crazy one year, that's why. But I mean, he was playing crazy because he was getting crazy amount of touches on Magic.
This Vucevic deal is pretty sneaky good. 12-12, cap it, fine with that. That's good.
I like Vucevic, yeah.
He's just a post-up player. He's kind of a dying breed, but if he can put a 3-point shot into his game, like
Guy's a great rebounder too, though.
Yeah, that too. T. Ross at 10s, whatever, doesn't really do much. This DJ Augustine is a scary deal. It's like, why is he even on the roster?
How much is he making?
7.2, man. I know it's nothing, but
$7 million.
Yeah, but
for
like,
DJ
what
Augustine.
is he playing like 10 minutes a game?
Man, he wasn't even our third. He was our third string point guard.
Scary.
For the
Jonathan
Raptors.
Isaac is a good pick.
I like that pick. Yeah.
Well, they've gotten younger. I mean,
They got Aaron Gordon too.
I hope he starts developing, man. He's
I
got
know.
all the tools. They're just there to be used. Shelvin Max, whatever. I mean, he's only 27, so why
He's not gonna do it. It's just like
But
a good spot for him. Minutes.
Hazonia, they got to give him some minutes. Like they're not.
I know.
giving
Like
him minutes.
think about how many picks they've had, and it's just like they aren't even developing. at
Well, they're
all.
not giving them a chance of development. Fournier, I mean, Fournier's only 24 actually too. Holy cow.
I don't mind Fournier.
Biyombo's 24. I mean, maybe these guys will just like turn a corner and be like decent this year. Any team can just turn a corner and be in the playoffs in the East this year. They could just be an 8 seed easily. Why not?
No chance, man.
Why not? Who would be better? Detroit? Pistons are just as scary.
Charlotte's above them for sure.
Okay, but Charlotte's going to be like the 6th seed.
Miami.
Okay. Then what? You're entering like the wasteland of the basketball
Oh my
world,
god,
man.
there's definitely better teams than the Magic, man.
But they could just be like, man, you're saying the Heat are in because last year.
Because they have the best coach in the league, man. Other than Pop.
Okay.
But Pop is just a way up. Like,
Steve Kerr is over here freaking. Like, relax, man. Steve Kerr is unreal coach, obviously. He's had the best players,
yeah.
but he's also made it work.
Really, do we even know he's an amazing coach? I mean, I think he's a good coach, but we haven't seen him with a bad team or like an average team. We've seen him with the best team.
The only reason why we know Pop is the best is because he's had players that aren't that good, and he's made them all dynamite.
Every single person who goes to the Spurs becomes good.
It makes no sense. There's something in the water down there in Texas, down in San Antonio. Yeah, I don't know. This Magic roster is wacky, but just like the Heat randomly turned a corner last year and just started winning every game in the second half, why can't the Magic just figure
I
it
gotta
out?
look up some teams.
I mean, you're telling me the Magic don't have a good coach, man? Magic have a sick coach. I love what's his name there? What's his name again?
No idea.
Frank. The guy used to coach the Pacers. What's his name?
Oh my god, how do I not know this?
Frank for sure starts for name. First name
Holy
Frank.
shit.
I almost said Frank Isola. Oh, that's the goat.
That's the guy right there.
That's the guy.
What about the Hawks? The Hawks drop out of the playoffs here. Bucks are in the playoffs for sure.
The Bucks, sorry, what? Are in the playoffs for sure? Yeah, they should be.
For sure.
They have awful deals though on their salary cap too.
The Sixers will make the playoffs.
Probably. You'd think so. You'd hope so. Even though they're all like
I mean,
first.
honestly, maybe the Magic.
That's the craziest thing.
Holy
The
shit,
Magic
man.
almost might be good enough to make the
Because
playoffs.
the Bulls aren't making it.
The Bulls drop out. Who drops out? The Bulls and the
Pacers,
Pacers and the Hawks. 3 teams have dropped out, and they're not even coming
Hornets,
close.
and Sixers, and then who knows after that? Pistons. Oh, Miami, man.
Okay.
So Miami will make it. So,
But, like,
maybe
I'm not-
Magic are like the 9 seed, like.
Maybe. Who knows, man?
But
The
like,
East is so
the Magic
scary.
even want to be a 9 seed, man. They.
Yeah, no, they want the high picks. Okay. Is there any other deals we're forgetting about?
That's all.
Okay. And now we'll take a quick break and talk to you about our ranking of the conferences and where we think the top 8 will be in the East and the Western Conference. Now we're just going to do a little ranking of the who we think is going to make the playoffs in the East and the West. And this is actually going to be very hard to get an idea of because the East is so bad that the bottom 3 or 2 or 3 is literally a crapshoot, and the teams are so strong in the West that who is beating who, it's going to be an absolute war in the West to make it. And
The West is turning out to be like the East now. It's just super top heavy.
What?
Yes.
But the teams that aren't good in the West
Are a lot better than the teams that aren't good in the East. I know, but
like the worst team in the West, you could argue would be the Pelicans that don't make the playoffs or whatever, and they're 3 players. They have 3 players, 3 All-Stars, 3 former All-Stars.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Drew Holiday as an All-Star is a stretch, but you have in the East. I mean, you got teams like Detroit that might make it, who have 0 All-Stars. Like, did Andre Drummond ever make the All-Star game? Like, that roster's that's a pretty bad
I don't
roster.
know. I don't think the Pistons will make the playoffs, but I can see it. I wouldn't be surprised either.
All right, so you are gonna have. I think we can agree.
Start with the East
I think
or the West?
let's start with the West. I think we can agree the top 4 for the West is probably gonna go in the order of Golden State, San Antonio, and Houston. You could probably flip.
I think
flip
Houston
or flop.
will be 2.
I don't think it matters like the 2 or the 3. I think it's just gonna be between those 2.
Yeah.
You can flip or flop either one, and then 4 would be
Oklahoma
City.
Yeah.
Because what did they finish this year? Like 6 or something?
5th, I think.
No, because they played Houston in the first round. Houston
Yeah,
must have been 3rd.
Yeah, 6.
Okay, so there, yeah.
Then I think Minnesota's a lock at 5.
Who was in last year? Let's just put this out there. Okay, what was the teams in the playoffs last year in the West?
We got the Warriors, the Spurs, Rockets, the Clippers, the Jazz, the Thunder, the Grizzlies, and the Blazers.
What are we saying about the Grizzlies? Are they going to make the playoffs?
I think they'll make the playoffs.
So that's your.
I think they'll be 6. Minnesota.
So the top 3 set, and then you think Minnesota's going to be 4. Who are you saying is going to be 4?
Oklahoma City.
Okay, so that's the top 4. We can agree that they'll be the top 4.
I mean, if Minnesota figures it out, they can be the 4 seed too.
Yeah, someone else could be the 4 seed, but we think all 4 are for sure going to make the playoffs. We don't know.
And Minnesota. Minnesota is a lock, I think.
Lock, yeah?
I think so.
I don't know if I agree. I don't.
What you think?
I mean, if they...
You think the Trailblazers will knock them out?
No.
Think the Clippers will?
They could. Why not, man? They still have Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. I'm interested to see Blake Griffin on his own again. Mm-hmm. He can do a lot of things that people don't realize. Like, a lot of things.
I think Golden State, Houston, Spurs, OKC, Minnesota are lock. That's just me.
Fair enough.
I think Denver will make it. I think Denver could have made it this year easily.
Yeah, they were close. I mean, they figured out what they have with Jokic. They got Millsap. That's got to push them closer to the playoffs.
They were 1 game out this year.
And you can't either Moody Eye is basically off the team. He's done, and they're not playing him anymore because they basically weren't already, or he can't be possibly worse than last year, and they start playing him again, and he learns how to play basketball again.
Yeah.
I mean, they have Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray, I love Jamal Murray.
Gary Harris is a nice
Gary Harris is
too.
good, yeah.
What's their 3? Wilson Chandler? Is that like a set in stone kind of thing with him?
Who knows, right?
You're not a huge
fan
Wilson Chandler fan myself. Kind of just like a volume shooter, but they kind of need that there. They don't really have one.
Yeah.
Jokic is just so good. Everything.
The
does it all.
Joker's is good, yeah.
I'm in for the Joker, man. I like that, and I like how they figured out that they have that. I also like their coach a lot too, Mike Malone. Nice coach.
He's a good coach, yeah.
The only good coach that Sacramento's ever had in the last 8 years, and they
got
fired
rid
him
of
right away.
DeMarcus Cousins effect.
Cousins, yeah. Cousins wanted him there.
Really? Yeah. Oh, right.
Fired him.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Makes sense.
Disappoint the only.
Look, and then you trade DeMarcus Cousins for Buddy Hield.
Yeah, I don't. It's interesting what's going on over there. That's a scary. I don't know if it's the owner. I don't understand that.
Never know what's going on in Sacramento.
Is about as scary as it gets. Okay, so we're pretty confident Utah's out, right? They're done.
There's no way the Jazz make it this year.
I think Memphis will make it. I think Memphis
will make it.
They just keep
love
grinding.
Mike Conley,
I mean, I heard multiple people tell me, not like experts or anything, just my friends, obviously, because we're not experts. Just a reminder, since we've been talking for about an hour about basketball. I feel like an expert because I've been talking this long about it, but we aren't experts in any shape or form. But they're high school basketball play a little bit, whatever. Just love the game. Yeah, but I don't know. Memphis, I don't see why not. Conley, Marc Gasol.
That's enough.
Chandler Parsons can't possibly be worse than last year.
Didn't play a game,
basically. And when he actually plays, he's a good player. They're letting JaMychal Green go, though. I don't like that. I don't think they can re-sign him.
No.
He's getting like an offer sheet somewhere else, or I think he's just signing somewhere else. I can't remember.
Okay.
I don't know what their starting lineup sets up to be, though. What's
I don't
their
know,
shooting
but
guard?
I just literally.
What's their
they
starting
don't
lineup?
have Tony Allen, do they?
No, man, he's leaving.
Fuck, I don't know.
What do they have?
But honestly, just them two, I think is enough. You get the best center in the league. Mike Conley's one of the most underrated players in the league.
He won't be the best center in the league by the end of this year.
Yeah, I know. Embiid.
Embiid is so good, man. Come on. He's got all the tools. He's got it all.
Okay, so who's the 8 seed then?
I gotta look at Memphis' roster, man. I don't even know what their team is. Like Chandler Parsons is their 3. Who is their Ben McLemore, man? We didn't even mention him. They signed him to like a prove it 2-year contract.
Yeah.
Anyways,
he might start then.
Yeah, and you know what? There's not any way that they're gonna let him be a fest that he was in Sacramento. Sacramento is just a place where you go to die. They still have Harrison. Yeah, that's not much. James Ennis isn't bad. Tyreek Evans.
Oh, right. 1-year deal.
So he could play
He
shooting.
could start.
He can play multiple wing positions. He can play shooting guard. He can play small forward. So if
He can play the point at times, too.
So if Parsons is still having his bonanza of injury fest, then you know what?
They can't give
so I think they're in the playoffs. So we'll say they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think they'll make it.
8 seed is crazy, though. We got New Orleans,
Okay,
Clippers.
wait. Are we at the 8 seed already? So we got Golden State,
Yeah.
San Antonio, Houston, OKC, Minnesota, Memphis. So we're at 6. Denver. So we're at 7.
Yeah. 8 seed New Orleans, Clippers.
I don't know if Denver's a lock, man. New Orleans. So it's between New Orleans, Portland, the last spot.
And Clippers. And the Clippers.
Man.
And then, Mavericks,
just
Jazz,
off start,
Lakers, Kings, Suns are automatically not making it.
They're all out.
Lonzo Ball can't take them there, like LeVar says. I
am partial to the Pelicans. I think they just have so
I
much
think
star.
the Pelicans
It's just the star power.
But
it's
the
not
Blazers
possible
did look good with Nurkic, man.
They did look very good. And Dame Dollar is my boy.
As
I look at my Dame Dollar jersey, I just sit here and go, "This guy is a stud." And then look past your head and see Dame Dollar's shoes. You know, I love CJ McCollum. I love Dame Dollar. If they were in the East, they would be like a 4 seed.
Well, I think
better than Washington.
5 seed. No, Bucks will be the 4 seed.
Okay, well, so we
Raptors know about the Bucks.
Okay, so we're gonna say Golden State, San Antonio, Houston, OKC. Minnesota. I would even put Memphis out of Minnesota. Memphis, Minnesota. Denver. So we're at 6? No. Yeah. Denver, and then New Orleans?
I think so. Blazers, Clippers right there, though. I think the 8 seed will be just like it was this year. Like one game out, one game.
Absolute battle, man.
2 games, maybe.
The West is going to be... The one thing, too, and I think everyone is kind of forgetting this, you know, everyone's talking about how all these players are going to the West and these are going to be trash. Well, all that does is help LeBron even more, and it makes it tougher for Golden State because as much luck as they get with these injuries and teams that keep playing in the playoffs every year, they're getting in every round is going to be a complete battle. Like think about the first.
I think the first round they'll sweep, but
you're still the first round potentially you're playing Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, and Drew Holiday. I don't even if they can sweep, but they're taking a big beating down low. Like DeMarcus Cousins is bullying guys, kicking people in the nuts, Draymond style. I'm sure they'll be doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Wouldn't doubt it. Fuck.
He's nuts. Okay, so let's try and rank the
East
wasteland that is the East. Fallout 5. Fallout 5. NBA Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
New video game coming out.
So we all know Cavs, Celtics, Raptors are locked.
Washington lock. Milwaukee
Bucks.
lock. So this is okay. Those 5 are locks for me, and then what you're replacing is Atlanta, Indiana, and Chicago. Indiana could be fringe. Chicago is completely out for me.
Are the Hornets a lock? Because I think they are.
I think the Hornets are a lock. I don't know why. I think they're a lock. I don't think Miami's a lock. They haven't changed it. Man, they have the exact same roster.
I think the Heat will make it though.
They'll be fringe. Okay, so we got 6 then. So take out Atlanta, put in Charlotte. So you still have to replace Indiana and Chicago. I think Indiana will be right on the fringe, but they won't make it.
The Hawks could sneak in too, maybe.
Nah, man, not a chance.
Why not?
Roster's horrendous.
Man, so is the fucking Magic. Like.
Yeah, the Magic are, the more I look at it, the more out they are. Maybe they'll be 10, 11, 12 or whatever, but...
Pistons are out too, then?
Pistons are...
Pistons and the Hawks line up.
Pistons and Pacers will be right on the fringe, but, 5 games back by the end of the year kind of thing.
I think Heat and Sixers.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you there. The talent's just too much to overcome for those other teams, I think.
I think if the Sixers make the playoffs, that's gonna be so big
Detroit's,
for them.
Reggie Jackson is he even their starting point guard anymore? What's their team?
Fuck, I have no idea. I think so.
But there's always something going on with him and Stan Van Gundy and blah blah blah.
Andre Drummond can't play after the 3rd quarter.
He can't shoot free throws. KCP is gone.
KCP's leaving.
He's leaving for
100%.
sure. Wish the Raptors had some room to get him.
Oh my god,
I like. I don't
But
even
there's
know.
no
I don't
way
even
he-
know. I don't even know why I like him. He can't. He's like not that good. He can't like consistently make shots and stuff.
He's a good
He just-
3-point shooter, and he can play
Decent.
defense.
He was better this year 3-point shooting, so maybe he's improving. But yeah, I don't know about Detroit's roster, man.
He'll
Their
get a good
roster,
contract,
Like,
watch.
Who does like they have? I mean, maybe the Pistons can hope that Stanley Johnson figures out the game and becomes a good player. But
I thought Stanley Johnson was going to be great out of college.
me too, man. I liked him a lot, but it hasn't turned out yet. He's also in a spot where he's not getting like Reggie Jackson's so ball dominant, it's bonkers.
Well, he's a small forward.
Yeah, but Reggie Jackson just takes up the ball and has a fest with it, and then it's whatever.
I don't like.
I like Tobias Harris. Like I like him a lot. I like that they have him.
Tobias Harris is in the worst situation there is.
Awful.
He's so good.
The best thing that could possibly ever happen to the Raptors is somehow getting him instead of having DeMar Carroll. The replacement would be
That'd be the dream, man.
The dream, man. The dream.
How are we not the 2 seed if we have Harris instead of Carroll?
Yeah, we're going crazy hypothetical here, but yeah, I don't know, we'd be right there for sure. Like I like our roster right there with Boston. I think Kyle Lowry is better than Isaiah Thomas, especially now that Isaiah Thomas had this ceiling that has been hit. Like can't imagine hitting that again.
No way. Especially with another All-Star on his team, no way he gets that many looks.
No. Al Horford is like so like I think Al Horford is worse than Serge Ibaka.
I think so. I don't like Horford though.
I'm not a huge Horford fan either. 6'10" center
What
who
position
like
is he? We don't know still.
just forward. Just
power forward
just
/ center
paint.
his whole career.
In the paint. I play in the paint.
Doesn't even now.
No,
That's
set
big.
shot. Set shot, man. No. It just looks hard, and he doesn't even shoot that bad. It's just so hard to look at. Set shot. The guy has a set shot, man. Might as well be firing Rick Barry underhands. Like, awful.
Not good. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, so we'll just say Cleveland, Boston, Toronto, Washington, Milwaukee,
Miami,
Charlotte. I think Charlotte would be like the 6th seed.
Me too.
And then Philadelphia. Like, it's a pretty big reach to just say Philadelphia's going to make it too. But if Embiid's healthy all year,
Man, like, who are you going to take over? You can't pick the Nets. You can't pick the Knicks.
Personally, to me, if Embiid was healthy all of last year, they would have made the playoffs easily.
I think they would have.
They were on pace to, man.
Yeah. They were on pace
even after he started like later on in the season, did he not? Like minutes restrictions and all. They said he's not on a minute restriction this year. He's just playing the game.
Yeah, they
Brett
said
Brown finally gets to play basketball this year.
Fultz, Simmons, and Embiid will have no minute restrictions at the beginning of the season.
I'm excited for Brett Brown, coach of the Sixers. He actually gets to coach an NBA basketball team for once with like NBA basketball players.
And they're all 19-year-olds.
They only have
got
one.
A bunch of teenagers though.
As a Raptors fan, there's only one thing holding them back or in their way.
Coach.
No.
Coach is up there though.
No. As a Raptors fan, talking about the Sixers, there's one thing in their way. Brian Colangelo, the infamous Bargnani draft pick. He made some horrendous moves. Maybe he was personally just trying to sabotage the Raptors. Who knows? But he had some real bad picks.
I thought you were saying for Toronto though.
Yeah, we all know you want Dwayne Casey out, man.
Out.
We know you've been preaching that choir for a while there. Steve, also known as Goose, didn't even introduce you. You're gone. Just a random guy talking in the background of the podcast.
Sure. Well, I mean, you can't tell me he's a good coach. Like, you just got a good roster.
Okay, let's go this far. Now we've predicted who we think's going to make the playoffs. Is there any possible way, with no injuries happening, that it's not Golden State and Cleveland in the final again? Any possible way? Can Boston somehow steal I actually don't even think it's worth mentioning that Golden State could lose in the playoffs. Unless somebody gets injured, and I'm taking that out of play. So if they have the full roster, there's not a chance they'll get to the finals.
I don't see any East team being.
And because they didn't get 16-0, and now they're like they won the title with KD, they might be going to try and win the record for games and the finals this time. Like, do it again.
Boston needs another piece to compete.
And will they trade for somebody? Will they make like a deadline deal if they feel like they got it?
Well, they're already trying to get Marc Gasol, but I don't see that happening ever.
If they get Marc Gasol, are we taking Memphis out of the playoffs right away, just like that? They're out.
Yes.
Okay. I don't understand why they would ever trade him. I don't think they will. It doesn't make any sense.
He's getting older. They're not going to win.
But Conley, like if you're gonna deal him, then deal Conley too.
They might. They could do both.
I don't get why they would blow the whole thing up. Why not? You have a good fan base. Let them come in and win another 50 games again this year. Grindhouse, grit and grind. I know they're leaning towards more.
If they get rid of Marc Gasol, they're gonna get a lot from Boston. They have so many assets.
But Boston never wants to give up any of those things, man. They
Yeah,
somehow want to get.
Every single team is asking for too much.
Yeah, they want to get the best player, and they don't want to give up any of their actually good assets. Won't trade Tatum. Won't trade Jaylen Brown. Won't trade. I don't know, like.
The fact that they haven't traded Jaylen Brown is crazy.
They've been given a lot of options to get him traded. Maybe they just think he's better than Paul George and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
Which is completely crazy. As I'm over here contorting my face thinking about it. Crazy, man. But you know what? That's why we're sitting in my fucking basement, and Danny Ainge is out there just tossing deals around.
No, he's not. He's not making any deals. Fuck.
Deals with the devil, man.
No
Getting
deals.
more young guys. Guy.
Stockpile. He's a hoarder, bud. Hoarding assets.
He's a hoarder of basketball.
Draft picks.
Hoarder of draft picks. Draft hoarder. New show on A&E or whatever. Hoarders.
My Strange
Danny
Addiction,
Ainge. Oh, man. All right. Is there anything we're forgetting? I guess we should mention the Jeff Green thing. You said it earlier while we were.
Yeah, just a small deal for the Cavs. 1 year, 2.5.
And honestly, if you think about it, like I said, well, it's not really something that pushes the needle that much. When LeBron gets his hands on anybody, he pushes the needle. It's their own, like,
they don't even need much more to get.
No, man, he can just be good. Like
they could go 12-0 through the East.
Oh my God, man!
They should have won this year, but fucking Marcus
Smart, 7 of them, 7 threes, man.
Might have been his whole regular season total.
Just had like a random Danielle Marshall go off. Shout out to the Raps. Shout out to the Raps. Remember that guy? Donner.
Yeah, he wasn't very good.
That's craziness. But yeah, there's that, and I think that's pretty much it for anything worth mentioning for the NBA right now. I think we'll come back in a week or two and maybe get Iceman Matt on the show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not to mention Maverick, Goose, Iceman, Viper. Maybe get the whole gang together.
Oh yeah.
Don't really want Goose around. Dies first, that kind of thing. We should just Viper, Iceman, Maverick. Get the full NBA squad together and talk to them.